Hi guys, this is Tiffany. You reached my channel, give me a reason. I'm here to do a video. I'm here to do an interview question. I wanted to jump in and start doing these because a lot of airlines are hiring right now. A lot of airlines are going through their applications. They're calling people back. People are finishing training. So I'm here to do some more questions. So I will try to do a question at least once or twice a week, whether it's on my camera or on my phone. But let me get started. So you guys know the rules to the interview question. Basically, I want to put this disclaimer out here right now. I am not end all be all to interview questions. This is my opinion. This is how I would answer it. This is, my feelings or what I think they're trying to ask you, and you kind of get an idea of what you need to say. So you know that I read the question off, I answer it myself, and then we talk about it in the end. So the question today is: you see one of the passengers deliberately being rude to a fellow flight attendant. How would you solve this? So once again, you see one of the passengers deliberately being rude to one of your fellow flight attendants. How would you solve this? If I see a passenger being deliberately rude to one of my fellow flight attendants, I would first walk over and take a few seconds to see what the conversation is about. Or I would interject and say, "Hi, my name is Tiffany. Is everything okay? Is there something I can help you with?" And sometimes a passenger will take their focus off the flight attendant, and then they will turn to me and tell me what's going on. And if it's something that I can resolve, I would. If it's something I can resolve without disrespecting my coworker or throwing them under the bus or putting them on the spot or making them feel as if we're not as one, depending on what the situation is, I try to resolve it. Or I ask the flight attendant, like, you know what, how about you go and finish my section. Even if I don't have anything to do, you go over and finish my section, and I try to handle this, and if we need anything, I'll call you back over. And try to relieve them of the situation and let the passenger have the opportunity to talk to someone else, because maybe that flight attendant may not understand, or there may be some type of lack of communication, or the flight attendant may not bend to what the customer wants because that's what they want, and they may want something that we're not able to give, or they're just trying to get more of what they pay for and they're not allowed to. So it's better for them to hear from somebody else versus just hearing from that person or hearing from that one particular flight attendant because they feel like the flight attendant is just being rude or being mean or being anal. So I would do whatever I can to try to come and relieve that person of the situation, or at least try to interject to be a part of the situation to see what I can do to make it better, and or give the passenger options. And if it's something like, if it's universal or something that I know for a fact that we can't offer, I'll try to tell them in a different way, but a more approachable way, more nicer, more understanding, even though the flight attendant probably was just as nice and just as understanding. But you come over and you be a little bit more nicer, and you be a little bit more stern, but you let them know, like, listen, if we're both telling you the same thing, then basically that's what it is. I do apologize. If you have any issues, you are more than welcome to contact the company. But if she explained to you the same thing I'm explaining to you, then that's basically how the rules and regulations go. So basically, I would try to relieve the flight attendant of the situation, and or I will step in and try to let the passenger have another ear to, or another person to talk to, or ask about, or to vent to. And or if it gets to a point where it has to be escalated, I'll just pull me and the flight attendant, we'll step aside, ask the customer to give us a minute, and we'll go to the lead or someone who has more authority than we do, and we can actually offer more options to the customer, whether someone has to come on and be a little bit more stern, or just basically tell them, look, it's A or B, or just either or, you have to make a choice, or we just have to go through the chain of command. But it has to be as one. But I never want to undercut or undermine or disrespect or make my fellow flight attendant feel as if we're not as one, because we're there no matter what the situation is, to be there as one. So that's what I would do if a passenger is being deliberately rude to one of my fellow flight attendants. So That's a question that you basically can answer in a lot of ways. And it's a lot of, every situation is different. You may have a passenger that gets a little bit more aggressive. That's why I said you can maybe go and find someone to come in and interject, and maybe another supervisor, or go above the chain of command and just go through like a gate agent or a gate supervisor, or anybody who will come down and maybe handle the situation, because it's basically out of your hands. Basically, you're not there trying to make your fellow flight attendant look stupid, make them feel belittled, make them feel as if what they're saying is wrong and you're right, because you have, you know what you're talking about. You never want to make your fellow flight attendants or your co-workers feel this big. Like, you want to be as one. You guys want to stand together as one. I don't care if you can't stand each other, you're still as one. When a customer see that you're as one, they're more likely to listen and just let it go, versus if they see you two bickering and you two are going back and forth. And even if you have to go, even if your fellow employee, your fellow co-worker, they're not correct, don't correct them in front of the passenger. Say, you know what, we're going to walk over and we're going to talk, because we're going to go over the policy and procedure, and we'll come right back and tell you if that's make sure that this is what we're supposed to be doing, because we don't want to give you the incorrect information. So you just walk away and say, hey, I'm pretty sure this is what it is, but if you want to, we can look it up, we can ask another supervisor, but I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So to make matters worse, we'll just go over and we'll just apologize and say, you know what, you were absolutely right, this is what you get, and probably offer something to the customer. So basically, you want to be as one. You never want to put them on the spot. You never want to embarrass them. You never want to belittle them. You never want to make them feel like they're beneath you. You guys are all equal, because when you need to get off that plane, you need to be as one anyway. So in case of an emergency, whether you're getting off the plane, whether you're handling a medical situation, whether you're going through something with the customer, whether something's going on with the customer, whether someone's trying to do something a little bit more threatening, you have to be as one, because people see through division. You have to be as one. So I've said this many times, leave your junk at the door when you come on, because you're as one on the plane. Basically, you want to make sure that you listen to the customer, that you let the customer know that you're talking to them in a respectable way, and you want the same for you and your fellow coworker. And you just be stern. You just let them know, like, listen, I apologize if there's any type of misunderstanding, there's some type of miscommunication, but please don't talk to her or him like that. You can get your point across without saying disrespectful things or name calling or whatever the situation is, because like I said, you can answer this question in so many different ways. So basically, it's based on the situation. But like I said, don't undermine your coworker in front of a passenger. Just don't do that. It's just not right. You won't want anybody to do you like that. Even if you're wrong, just say, hey, let us step away, talk to another supervisor and see if this is correct, because things may have changed, and just play, not play stupid, but just kind of give them just give them time to cool down, and you go over and walk away and you tell your fellow coworker, like, hey, you are kind of wrong, but we'll fix it. So that's basically how you handle someone who's deliberately being rude. You just have to stand together as one. You have to make sure that you remind them that you guys are as one. You try to relieve them of the situation. You try to give the customer another listening ear. You try to give the customer other options. You never want to, like I said, disrespect or belittle your coworker. You step away and you bring more people in the situation, whether it's a supervisor, someone else, to come in to make it, to try to resolve it if it needs to be resolved. If it's something that a customer wants because they just want it, then it's either you want it or you just maybe want to exit aircraft because it's not a flight for you. So just make sure you guys come to a collective agreement on what you want to do with the customer, because sometimes customers, they have bad days, they come on, and I'm not saying when customers have bad days they're allowed to come in and talk to you crazy. I'm not saying it, but customers do come in and have bad days. They got a fight, they probably got in a fight with their wife or their husband, or they were stuck in traffic, or they had to run through security, and so they taking it out on you because it's your fault. But as long as you keep your composure and you stay respectful but you stay stern, customers tend to calm down and maybe apologize. And if they get too rude, there's always the exit. not the not the window exit, the exit where they got where they boarded the aircraft. So basically, that is how you handle a passenger if they're deliberately being rude to your fellow coworker, and how would you handle it? So like I said, this question can vary. You have various answers, but overall, BS1. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this question. I plan to come back and do a quick unboxing on these AirPods. You know, I like to come and show you guys what I got. So I'm going to upload this video and clean out my computer, my camera, and re-record this unboxing. But if you guys like these videos, let me know. If you like these questions, if you have a question, let me know. I'll answer it for you. And it's such a pleasure to be back in front of this camera, and I'll see you guys on a future video. And I want to tell you guys, thank you for giving me many reasons to spend my time with you and to share my experience and share my word with you. You guys are much appreciated, and thank you for sticking around. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you for visiting. Give me a reason. Bye.